allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Meeting's called to order. Roll call, please, Heather.
Elliott.
Here.
Sherman.
Here.
Schmidt.
Here.
Foster.
Here.
Huber.
Here. Do you have any citizens' comments? Any citizens' comments?
Would now be the appropriate time to bring up an issue regarding water problems at a home that
Well, we have it on the agenda.
We got a letter in there to ask for credit for you.
Yeah.
Okay. In addition to the credit for the water bill, I've done some excavating this weekend and found issues with that were causing the problem. So I don't know if that would be appropriate to talk about then or now.
Absolutely. Talk about that. We'll bring that up.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other citizens' comments? Okay, this time we're opening the public hearing for the USDA grant and the funding for the police vehicle. Do we have any discussion in the audience for the public hearing?
What's the cost of the vehicle?
Guys, what do you guys have? Everyone
$43,000. Yeah, the grants, 17,000 and between 500 and 700 that USDA is just going to give us. We don't have to pay it back. So our cost of the vehicle is around $23,000.
looking to sell the other vehicles as well.
Correct, and we're hoping to get $10,000 for that, and then we also have money saved of almost $9,000, almost $10,000. So it's almost going to be a wash with the grant.
What's almost a wash in figures? My arithmetic tells me we're not really at a wash.
Well, you never think, you know, that's best guess estimate because
In the meeting that we had on the 6th of April, you indicated that the USDA would give 41% a grant and 59% was the responsibility of the city. Of that 59%, again, no dollars were given. We figured it would be $10,000 in our, let's say, for a new vehicle fund, and $10,000 for the old vehicle. So that still leaves me shy of $4,000 and change. Is that a wash, sir?
no,
Thank you.
but it's almost, there's expense with everything, so.
Plus,
Okay.
yeah, we don't know the sale of the vehicle. You know?
And I'm hoping we get 14,000 for it.
Okay.
Okay, any other discussion of the public hearing? Council, anything to say? Okay, public hearing is closed. All right, amendments to approval of the agenda. Do you have any additions to use that?
No.
Council?
Move to approve the agenda?
Support. Get out. Okay, we'll support, say that one. Okay, any other discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, moving now to the approval of the minutes for April 6, 2015. Any questions, changes on those? Motion to approve.
Or
Any other discussion? Just quiet, let's go there. All right, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? Okay, and Laura's not here, right? Alan, do you have anything to discuss about EDA?
Just a few things. Our regularly scheduled meeting was postponed until tomorrow as I attended the Small Town Rural Development Conference last week. And then during that time, I guess it was a couple things that was just nice is that I went to 5 breakout sessions, 3 of which mentioned Evart as examples of doing things well. And so I didn't feed them information or anything like that. They just, had slides of the depot. They had slides of downtown. So that was. I got to be honest with you, I was very surprised, and I thought it was kind of a pleasant surprise. Just one of the things that they mentioned a lot is just capitalizing on the idea of Evart being a trail town. And so that really, with the lots of money advertising rails, trails, as well as riverways. And then the thought to myself is that we even have the Osceola County quilt trail that's here, and then nearby we also have the water bee trails. And so, that's just got me thinking about other avenues that we could promote our town with and bring in, potentially revenue from that. A couple other things, the DDA, along with the Chamber of Commerce, we've got we got basically a package deal for TV 9 and 10, so we're looking at potentially offering that to different businesses in town to where we can promote the summer events as well as some year-round events. So the nice thing with that is we met with Andy Phelps, who did the commercials for Morgan's composting. He's on the job for us to develop the commercials, and then the TV 9 and 10 sales team will go to the different businesses in town and see if they want to be a part of it. And so it's kind of one of those ideas is that if we all work together, we can promote ourselves in a way that individually we couldn't as well. DDA, we accepted the bid for the corner cupboard, but since then the bidder rescinded their offer. So that will be going up on, probably start that process over again. And then lastly is that we're in the process of fundraising for the summer concert series, and that's going very well. We're a little bit ahead of where we were this time last year, and I'm excited about what's going to be happening. So other than that, we'll be having our meeting tomorrow, and so there'll be more news to come after we have that. So thank you.
Thank you, Al. And we're on unfinished business, the 2015-16 budget worksheet. Now, I don't know if anybody's had a chance to look at that, and they had all last week to us, but if you guys have any questions now, or do we want to put it at the end of tonight's meeting and have a longer discussion? Okay, put it at the end. Okay, so we'll move it down to, as discussed before. Okay, South Oak Street, the Water Project, any new information on that today?
Yes. Met with John Tannen last Thursday, referenced the special assessment. He's gathering all the data for us. And then we discussed the water and sewer meeting we recently had. And we brought up the issue with Centennial Arms. He's going to gather some information, put it together, and then we're going to have another water and sewer committee meeting that he'd like to be president. Basically, he says that right now there's a couple of ways we can enforce our current ordinance, or we can make an amendment to help or assist Centennial Arms. But at this time, he doesn't think that we should, and I discussed it with him, like I thought, that we should wait a full year before we move forward on anything. But he's going to gather the data and show you what we would lose by eliminating those extra apartments up there and amending the ordinance for nonprofit. And we're moving forward. He's getting all the documentation ready to let the project. And in the meantime, we'll be seeing him soon.
All set on that? Any questions for Zach? Okay, resolution to adopt the 2015 master land use plan, which I'll have on our desk today.
Basically, Mayor, the procedure on that is that we've already handed out the draft plan to this board. There's had a few months, plenty of opportunity to review it. This is the final product, and the planning commission already passed a resolution accepting it. The only thing that we're asking you now is you agree with that resolution, and if not, you can object it and send it back and do the plan. Does that make sense? But there's no action on your part because the planning commission already adopted. That's your brand new 2015 master land use plan.
How's this going to be available online in the library too?
Well, basically, I have about 23 copies. I'll send them to our two bordering townships. We have to break it all apart. Once our IT right, computer, our technology, you know, with the technology, is it out now yet, or is it out? The conversion from everything. So they're gonna take it over and then we'll put it on. There's what? Oh, yes, and it's gonna go to the townships and wherever, and we have extra copies. We got one here at Central File. And they're always available. We spent a couple years doing this.
How long did it take us to do this? How long did we start in 2012?
2012. Is it perfect? Close, but, you know, after speaking with Dan, we may have missed a couple of things on the map. But we can amend that back and correct it as we go on.
Motion. So moved. Any discussion? Roll call, please. Heather?
Foster,
Yes.
Keiser,
Yes.
Elliott,
Yes.
Sherman,
Yes.
Schmidt.
And yes. Next 2 years of bodies, say that. Okay, our new business, water and sewer adjustment for 317 West 3rd Street. Okay, we got the letter, Zach, and apparently there's been some more issues since this letter has been written. Are you aware of?
Well,
They ran into some issues that may have been error in the cities.
I'm not sure. It's my understanding they corrected or fixed her water line this weekend, this past weekend. She left a voicemail on or a message on my phone requesting a credit. I advised Jenny to do the workup, and I documented all this information in the letter, and it's going to be up to you gentlemen if you want to do the credit or not. Our main do not freeze. We have water running through it. As we did throughout the whole city all this past winter, it's been a really rough winter. It's unfortunate she did freeze.
Now, the credit is for the water that ran through the hose that was put in.
See, this is touchy because the water they did receive went in the sewer. Usually when we do all the credits, it's basically when it goes in the ground, it goes back in the aqua filter and can be reused and regenerated. In this case, all the water they received from their neighbor went through a meter and went down the sewer line. So, Patrick's been up there, he was up there this weekend,
And obviously the water goes so high because they had to leave it on more.
they had to
Because
leave
it
it
was on
ground.
ground.
Well, what happened in the past, they did hook up the water and they ended up shutting it off or something and they froze the hose also. So then that got corrected, am I correct there? And she's requesting a credit, so I put together a letter and I guess you could do a Q&A with her and Patrick.
That's what I wanted to find out. What was the new information that you found out?
This weekend, I had somebody come out and dig up. Finally, the frost is out of the ground, so we were able to try to get to the heart of what the issue was. Because in February, when it started, we were thinking it was frozen pipes again, but we're unable to ever resolve it. And so the city did hook up this hose to the neighbor's house so that the kids would at least have water through the winter. And then, of course, had to keep it running full, and it was all of the month of March, and then most of April as well, so that the hose laying on the ground wouldn't freeze. We dug up this weekend, and what we found was that apparently the city had, at one point, had a meter in the ground in my front yard. So coming out of my house, the line is 6 feet underground, and it comes out 17 feet or so into the front yard, and then the pipe goes up till it's about 2 feet in the ground and over The last couple of years, we've had problems with it. We cannot use the normal steam hose water thing that they do with all the pipes because of all these bends that are in the pipe. So, you know, and this has been a long time since this happened, so I don't know why when that meter was removed, why the city didn't remove all that piping and just replace the, 18 inches of pipe to connect mine to the cities. And so this mess, I think, was the cause of the problem in the first place. And then when we had to use a welder to try to thaw it because we can't use the other method,